Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is April 22nd, and the three of us are back just for you. We have an article, quite interesting. It's called Move Like an Animal.
我们的中文标题是野兽流拟态动物的自体训练所以这个是一个蛮新的一个东西至少对我来讲我第一次看到这样的东西
Okay, I'll read through the whole paragraph as usual first. Then we'll go back, the three of us, to reread and explain each and every sentence. The fitness and wellness industry has grown tremendously in the past few decades, and it shows no sign of slowing down. In 2019, it was estimated that the industry's global revenue was more than $96 billion. The fact that working out is such a big moneymaker explains why everyone wants to create and trademark their own workouts. You have probably even heard of some of them. Do CrossFit and Zumba ring a bell? Well, now there is a new workout called Animal Flow. Animal Flow will look a bit familiar if you've ever joined a floor exercise class such as Pilates and yoga. Animal Flow is a bodyweight workout, which means there are no props or machines involved. All lifting or resistance comes from the weight of your own body, like push-ups or sit-ups. The workout consists of different movements that you flow through. The aim of the class is to improve strength and mobility. The classes don't have set routines, but there are 6 categories, referred to as the 6 components, which can be incorporated into the workout in an endless variety of ways. The first 2, wrist mobilizations and activations, are both warm-up exercises that are usually done at the start of classes. The other 4 categories include form-specific stretches, full-body stretches that start in a base animal position and then continue through various movements, traveling forms, movements that mimic animals, switches and transitions, movements that link together stretches, and flows. All components are linked in one of 3 ways. In a standard class, you will find instructors leading students through different flows. They can then work on the exercises they learn outside of class for practice or just for fun.
I feel like there's nothing new under the sun. I mean, this whole thing reminds me of Hua Tuo's 五禽戏, the 5 animal, they call it in English, the 5 animal frolics, which is hilarious. Basically, there was different forms based on different animals, and the way that it's being described here feels like a description of Tai Chi. Like you've got the form and then you've got the flows. I wonder if it was based on that or if somebody just independently thought this up again.
好，所以呢，这个这里面谈到的东西呢，让 Angela 老师想到了这个华佗的五禽戏就人从动物身上得到了一些灵感作为一些自己的一些不管是练身体还是甚至于武功运动等等的那不知道是想出这些东西的人不知道有没有参考华佗的想法或者是这个人类在不同的时间可能就想到同样的事情。
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyways, the fitness and wellness industry has grown tremendously in the past few decades. If something has grown tremendously, it has grown rapidly and thoroughly. It's just a huge, huge growth. And it shows no sign of slowing down. I mean, it's interesting. I remember when it started up around in Taiwan, I was like, wow, suddenly everyone around me is getting fitter. Everyone is getting better and better looking and more like they've been exercising. And so I have also naturally gotten into it. I mean, when 90% of the people around you are exercising, you're like, maybe I should exercise. And actually, fitness and wellness as an industry is actually a beneficial industry on most respects. I mean, people are getting weller. Weller. More well.
Yeah, 好，所以呢，这个健身健康这个产业其实对 对人对大家是有帮助的，因为让大家这个身体更好所以这个地方讲到 fitness 就是健身wellness 在这里指的是健康所以健身跟健康的 industry 产业has grown 成长，怎么样的成长呢？ tremendously 很巨大的成长。In the past few decades 过去几十年来有巨大的成长而且呢 it 这个产业 it 就指这个 industry 呢 shows no sign of slowing down 我觉得各位也可以把这整个背起来something shows no sign of slowing down 就是丝毫没有慢下来的迹象所以表示它仍然是非常的蓬勃发展sign 就是迹象 shows no sign of 是蛮强的，就是丝毫没有这个迹象没有什么迹象呢 slowing down 慢下来的迹象。
In 2019, it was estimated that the industry's global revenue was more than $96 billion. So a couple of years ago, global, of course, means worldwide. The money that was spent on this, we can call it a kind of industry, $96 billion. Taiwan's GDP is about $700 billion. So 1/7 of our economy here.
Yeah, Bruce, you better watch out. Somebody is making more money than you do. Okay.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay. 好，所以呢，在2019年的时候呢 it was estimated that 就是据估计，这也常在一起讲的it was estimated that 据估计怎么样呢？这个产业的 industries global 全球的 revenues 它的收益revenue 如果是政府的话大概是指它的税入但是如果是公司的话就指收益商业上的收益，所以这个产业呢全球的收益超过960亿美元非常的多。
Now, the fact that working out is such a big moneymaker explains why everyone wants to create and trademark their own workouts, because it's a big market, and you could definitely get at least some people to do your workout and make some money.
所以呢 the fact that 这个 that 后面跟的子句就是 fact 的同义词同位字同位词就 the fact 什么 fact 呢 that working out is such a big money maker 就是这个运动working out 锻炼身体呢是这么大的一个 money maker赚钱的东西或者事物叫做 money maker 注意这个重音是重音在前面 money maker 所以它是一个 a product 或者是个 activity that produces a lot of money 所以可以让你赚钱的东西，所以这整个是主词the fact 这个事实，什么事实呢 that working out is such a big money maker 这件事情是主词，这样的一个事实呢 explains 解释的为什么每个人都想要 wants to create 每一个人都想要创造，而且要 trademark 要去注册商标也就是要成立自己的品牌 trademark 在这也是及物动词他们要有自己的品牌 their own workouts 他们自己的那种这个 workouts 他们创造出来每一个人都想要弄一套东西，就是我的锻炼方法，我的这个训练身体的方法，然后呢要拿去注册，因为这样可以赚大钱。
You have probably even heard of some of them. If your friends go to gyms and other workout centers, maybe they talk about, there's this new type of workout, and maybe you've heard of some of the names.
好，那你也许甚至于听过了这些品牌里面的一些所以他接下来就要告诉你，就要举几个例子了。
So, do CrossFit and Zumba ring a bell? Have you ever done either of these things? No, I haven't. I have seen and heard of them, but
You're ahead of me.
Super intimidating. Nope.
Daunting.
Daunting, exactly.
Yeah. OK, 所以 do CrossFit 还有这个 Zumba 它 ring a bell to ring a bell 就是 to sound familiar 就听起来有没有很耳熟呢？
Well, now there is a new workout called Animal Flow, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about for the rest of today's lesson.
Well, now 现在 there is a new workout 有一个新的健身方式，名字叫做野兽流这是我们标题里面讲到那个野兽流Animal Flow.
Now, Animal Flow will look a bit familiar. There'll be something that seems like you've seen it before if you've ever joined a floor exercise class, such as Pilates and yoga. Floor exercises means that people are sitting on mats on the floor, And they're generally not using any kind of tools like straps or weights, although sometimes yes. And Pilates is a Western style of this, and yoga originally came from India but has gone through a lot of Western style transformations. So they have a lot in common, Pilates and yoga.
所以呢，这个 animal flow will look a bit familiar， 就看起来会有点熟悉如果你曾经 你参加过一个 floor exercise class， 就是地板运动的课程那这个 floor 就地板 exercise 是运动，所以地板运动例如什么呢？例如说这个Pilates 就是皮拉提斯还有yoga 瑜伽，那皮拉提斯跟瑜伽其实蛮相似的这个最少外行人看起来是蛮相似的那皮拉提斯是比较是在西方的，然后瑜伽比较是东方的。
Animal flow is a body weight workout. What does that mean? Which means there are no props or machines involved. Angela just mentioned this about yoga and many other similar types of classes. There's no equipment that goes with it.Which means there are no props or machines involved. It's just you. It's all lifting or resistance. All lifting or resistance comes from the weight of your own body. So your body is your equipment, like push-ups or sit-ups. These are exercises that probably everybody has to do at some time or other, especially as students or as athletes.
好，所以呢，这个animal flow 是个怎么样？是个 body weight workout 那我们翻成徒手训练因为其实你从这个英文里面直接看得出来，它主要是靠你身体的重量来做一些运动那我们把它翻成徒手，因为它后面的解释大概中文翻成徒手比较容易懂什么叫徒手呢？就是说 which means there are no props， 它没有道具 prop 就是道具或者没有器材，它不需要器材，或者是 machines， 它不需要什么机器这个举重机什么不需要involve 就是这样的这种这个 body weight workout 徒手训练不需要器材的意思。然后呢分号就把是后面这句跟前面这句关系非常的近但是呢还不是同一个句子，所以他用一个分号把它隔开来因为他接下来就要解释在没有器具的情况之下，这个徒手训练怎么做所以他继续解释，所以这两个句子关系非常的紧密，所以他用一个分号。好，然后呢接下来告诉你说 all lifting 所有的往上举的动作或者是 resistance 在这里是抗力就是你可能不是上举，你可能是这个要握东西或者是要两个手背拉东西这样的抗力的运动这种抗力所有的上举跟抗力 comes from 都是来自于 the weight of your own body， 都来自于你自身的重量。好，所以这样讲还是很抽象，那最好的办法就举个例子，例如说我想例子一举大家都知道，例如说 push-ups 就是伏地挺身还有呢 sit-ups 仰卧起坐你不需要器具你伏地挺身仰卧起坐其实都在对抗自己身体的重量。
So the workout consists of or is made up of different movements that you flow through, probably kind of like Tai Chi, where you go from one position to the next in a smooth way.
好，所以这个健身方式，这个 workout consists of 就由什么组成it is made of 这个 different movements 有不同的动作，那这些动作呢 you flow through 你会流过去，就是一个 one after another 一个一个的做下去，就整个会流过这个流程。
The aim of the class, the goal, the purpose is to improve strength, to increase your strength and mobility.How flexible your body is and how many different positions you feel comfortable in.
换句话说 mobility 就是我们所谓的灵活性所以呢这个 the aim of the class is to 这个其实各位也可以把它学起来，就是本课程的目的是要干嘛， the aim of the class is to do something 所以我们这个课程的目的是要怎么样 to improve 要提升要改善你的 strength 你的力量，还有 mobility 还有你的灵活性。
The classes don't have set routines. You're not doing the exact same thing every class. But there are 6 categories referred to as the 6 components. A component is like a piece of a machine or a piece of a system. And a category would be organizing something according to its characteristics. So these are 2 different ways to talk about organizing things into 6 different types. And these categories or components can be incorporated into or worked into or used in the workout in an endless variety of ways. So it's variety within a system, which most human beings love.
好，所以呢这个课程呢，这些课程哈 don't have set routines， 他们没有固定的 set， 在这里是固定的意思 routines 就是常规或者惯例，那在这里可以翻成套路哈，它没有固定的套路，但是呢有 6个 categories， 有6个类别啊，那这6个类别呢 referred to as 就是我们称它为这6个类别我们称为the 6 components 就是6大元素。好 component 就是一个元件或者一个元素。好 come 就 together， pon 就是 put 的意思，所以 put together 你就可以把它组成一个东西，那还没有组成之前那就是元件 component。好，那这6个类别呢 the 6 categories which can be 这6大类别可以被怎么样 incorporated into 可以被融入或者可以被并入 the workout。好，那怎么样并入怎么样融入呢 in an endless variety of ways。 好，这个 endless 没有止境的 variety 就是变化或者是不同ways 方法，所以这6个类别可以用无止境的变化不同的组合方式可以融入这个 workout。
Now let's take a look at these 6 components. The first 2 components, wrist mobilizations, mobilization just means movement, and activations to get started, are both warm-up exercises. As I said, you get started with something, that's your warm-up, that are usually done at the start of classes quite naturally.
好，所以前2个类别是怎么样呢？是 wrist mobilizations 就是手腕的活动还有呢这个 wrist activations 叫活化我们手腕的活化。那这2个呢都是 warm up 就是暖身或者热身的 exercises 的运动。那通常热身暖身当然是 are usually done at the start of classes， 是上课一开始的时候要暖身，通常就做这两种类别的活动。
Now, the other 4 categories include form-specific stretches. So stretches are when you
lengthen
your body. So full body stretches are you lengthen your entire body at once. You're not just stretching one piece of it. And so these are full body stretches that start in a base animal position and then continue through various movements. A base position is a beginning position or the position on which the movement is based. So a standing position would be a base position, or a kneeling position, or a lying down on the ground position, a prone or supine position. So they would start in a certain position based on the animal they're talking about, and then it would continue through various movements. So these are the form-specific stretches. And then we have the traveling forms, and it says movements that mimic animals, and I think what they mean is movements that mimic animals' movements. Because traveling means moving, so I assume that they're moving through some sort of specific movement. And then there's switches and transitions, and these are movements that link together various stretches, so maybe you're going from one animal to another. And then the last one is flows, where all the components are linked in one of 3 ways, and I think that would be much more like the Taiji form.
好，所以呢 the other 4 categories 另外的4个类别呢 include 包含什么呢？第一种是 form specific stretches。 好 form specific 就是特定形式的这个每一个形式都有特定的一种 stretches 是一种伸展的运动， stretch 就是伸展，所以括号这什么叫做特定形式的伸展呢？它是 full body stretches 就是全身的伸展。那这个全身的伸展的 that start 开始的时候是怎么样 in a base animal position 这个 base 是修饰那个 position 就是基础。那在这里其实一开始的时候以什么为基本开始发展出来所以 beginning 所以那这个 base position 是一种 animal 的 position， 它是某一种动物的这个动作或者位置从这个某一种动物的这个姿势或者它的位置开始那做全身的伸展，然后呢这个开始之后就会 continue 会持续 through 经过 various movements 不同的动作所以这是一种特定形式的伸展，从某一个动物的姿态姿势开始，然后有一连串的动作。那第2个 category 是 接下来还有一个 category 是 traveling forms， 就是这个移动的形式。那什么叫移动形式呢？括号告诉你，它是 movements that mimic animals。 mimic 是模仿啊，通常 mimic 模仿它的目的哈 usually 它是 in order to make fun 啊，但是呢在这里呢不是这个意思，这里就是模仿的意思啊，所以那动作会模仿啊不同的动物。那接下来还有一个类别呢是 switches and transitions。 switch 就是转换哈，那从 A 换到 B， 那 transition 是转移啊，这两个字意思很像。那在这里他们的意思就是括号里面讲的，它是 movements that link together stretches。 所谓的 switches and transitions 就是一些动作，这个动作会结合 link together 或者串接不同的 stretches， 那伸展的活动。那最后一个是 and flows， 最后一个 category 叫做 flows， 就是流动。那 flows 流动是什么意思呢？括号里面告诉你，它是 all components， 所有的元素 are linked， 都串接起来 in one of three ways， 以三种方式之一的方式把它串接起来，这是 flows。
You know what my favorite traveling form is?
Cars?
No, animal form.
Oh, I can't guess.
Sloth.
Do they move?
They do.
Hardly.
所以这个 sloth 就是我们讲的这个树懒非常可爱的一种动物
That is an entirely unbelievable thing.
Next sentence and our last paragraph. In a standard class, of course, this is this fitness class we've been describing, you will find instructors leading students through different flows. Of course, we have to watch the instructor do things before we practice ourselves.
Standard 就是标准的在一个标准的课程里面you will find 你会发现 instructors 你会发现这些教练那 find somebody doing something 这是一个常见的结构就是你会发现你会看到这些人在做这件事情，所以这里看到这些人就是 instructors。 那看到 instructors 在做什么事情呢？他们在 leading 引导或者带领 students 带领学生 through 这个一个一个的做，从头到尾的做different flows 带着他们做过不同的流动所以这是一个标准的课程里面你会看到这样的一个这个讲师或者教练带着大家做这些动作。
They can then work on the exercises they learn outside of class for practice or just for fun. So they can go home and leap around like a monkey in the privacy of their own living room or garden.
Leap 就是跳跃 L-E-A-P 所以呢他们在课程里面教练会带你这个做一段就做一套一套的这些 flows， 然后呢接下来 they 这个 they 指的应该是学生了这个 students 不是 instructors 是 students 学生被带过之后呢，他们就可以 work on 就是 to spend time improving something work on I'm gonna work on it 就是我会好好努力去学去把它求进步。这个在 interview 这个里面蛮好用的，就是老师这个尤其要这个要学测或什么的，教授问你说你这个东西你是什么，你懂不懂你说我不是那么了解，但是怎么样I'm more than happy to work on it 我好好去学没有问题所以这种 work on the exercises 就是花时间练习这些这个运动这些动作，因为 exercise 在这里加了一个 s 表示是一套一套或一个一个的动作那这些动作是怎么样they learn outside of class， 那练习的目的是 for practice 就是练习一下，或者是 just for fun 就是好玩而已。
Well, that's it for today's lesson, but the good news is we continue tomorrow.
There's more.
There's a double lesson for you. We'll look at specific animal flow movements tomorrow and describe them for you. Till then,
bye-bye.